Hello students, welcome to Educate. In this video, we will discuss about the chapter Solutions. This chapter is very important not only for the 12th board, for IIT, Main, Advanced as well as for NEET examination also. Usually in 12th board examination, question asked from this chapter is of 7 marks, and in IIT Main, IIT Advanced as well as in NEET examination, oftenly one question asked directly from this chapter. Not only this, there is a number of chapters in which questions you could solve only when you will have the idea of this chapter. So let's see solutions. What is solution? Solution is actually the homogeneous mixture. The homogeneous mixture is called solution. Homogeneous mixture, that is called solution. This one. What is mixture? Mixture is the substance whose composition do not remain constant. That is called mixture. The mixture is the substance whose composition do not remain constant. As for example, when we dissolve sugar in water, this is water, and in this water we dissolve sugar. So we can dissolve any amount of sugar till it do not become saturated. So this one, if you want more sweet sarbat, if you want the sarbat very sweet, then you add more amount of sugar. If you want less sweet sarbat, then you dissolve less amount of sugar. So here the ratio of water and sugar is not constant. But watch out, in water H2O, here the ratio of hydrogen and water, the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen, that will be always constant, that is 2:, here 16, that is 1:8. So water is a compound because the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen in water, that is always constant. But sarbat, this sarbat is not a compound, it is mixture, because you add the sugar according to your wishes in this water. So this is homogeneous mixture. And why it is homogeneous mixture? Because the composition of water and sugar in this one will be same as that of here and as that of here. So this is here composition in sarbat. The composition of sugar and water is same throughout. That's why it is called homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture is the substance in which the composition remain same throughout. That is called homogeneous mixture or the solution. Okay guys, hope this one be clear for you. Now let's see what is solute and what is solvent. Here the amount of sugar is less, so this sugar is called solute. Solute is the component of the mixture which is present in less amount, that is called solute. And solvent is the component of solution which is present in greater amount. So in this sarbat, the sugar is solute and water is solvent. Because water is present in greater amount, that's why water here is solvent and sugar is present in less amount, that's why sugar is solute. Okay, now let's see binary solution. As the name indicate, binary means there will be two components. That means binary solution are those solution in which there is only two components. One will be solute and other will be solvent. That's why that solution will be called binary solution. That means the solution which has only two components, one solute and another one solvent. That is called binary solution. Okay. In the 12th board examination, question will not ask what is solution and what is binary solution, that will also not ask, and what is solute and what is solvent, that question will also not ask, neither in 12th board examination nor in IIT main, advanced or in NEET examination. But you should have the idea what actually is solution, what is binary solution, what is solute and what is solvent. Okay, now let's see, we will discuss now about then after we will discuss about the here types of solutions. So based on which is the solvent, we classify types of solution. So let's see here gaseous solutions. So obviously solvent will be gas. So gas can be dissolved in gas, that will be gaseous solution. So liquid can also dissolve in gas, that is also gaseous solution. Solid dissolved in gas, that's also, and same as liquid solutions means solvent will be liquid and gas can be dissolved in liquid, that is also liquid solutions. Liquid in liquid, that is liquid solutions, and solid when dissolved in liquid, that is also liquid solutions. In the same way, the solid solutions will be the solutions in which the solvent will be solid, and that may be gas can be dissolved in solid, liquid can dissolve in solid, as well as solid can also dissolve in solid. Okay, so this is just like types of solutions, and here from here questions also don't ask, because these concepts are so much easy that in 12th board examination and IIT or in NEET questions don't ask, as these concepts are too much easy. Now questions starts asking from expressing concentration of solution. Expressing concentration of solution. From here questions ask, what is the meaning of concentration? Concentration means how much amount of solute will dissolve in a given amount of solvent. How much amount of solute can dissolve in a solvent, that is concentration. So as for example, when you purchase the banana, the costing of bananas may be in terms of number and maybe in terms of weight. When you ask some shopkeeper that what is the cost of this banana, oftenly they tell 60 rupees or 70 rupees per dozen, means he inform you that the cost of banana is rupees 60 or 70 for 12 bananas. That is the cost. And somewhere it will also inform that the cost of banana will be rupees 100 per kg. So in first case, the cost of bananas will be in terms of number, and in second case, the cost of bananas is in terms of weight. So here in the same way, concentration can be expressed in various ways, as the cost of bananas has been expressed in terms of number as well as in terms of weight. So in the same way here, the concentration can be expressed in various ways. First one is mass percentage. Mass percentage, W by W. The meaning of percentage is the amount in 100. That means anywhere. That means when you find out the profit percentage, that means when the cost price was rupees 100, then how much profit you got, that will be your profit percentage. In the same way, loss percentage means when the cost price was rupees 100, then how much loss you suffered, that will be loss percentage. Same, mass percentage means when the total mass of solution will be 100 gram, then what will be the mass of a particular component, that will be called mass percentage. As for example, when you will have to find mass percentage of solute, so that will be equal to mass of solute upon total mass of solution. Total mass of solution into 100 means the unit of mass of solute. So if that will be in gram, then mass of solution, that will be also in gram. That should be. So mass percentage of solute, that is W by W, means its mass of solute upon total mass of solution, that into 100. In the same way, mass percentage of solvent, that will be equal to mass of solvent upon total mass of solution. If you will take mass of solvent in gram, then mass of solution also you will have to take in gram, that into 100. Okay, and here if the solution will be binary solution, for binary solution, mass percentage of solute plus mass percentage of solvent, that will be equal to 100. If the solution will be binary solution, then the addition of mass percentage of solute and the mass percentage of solvent, that will be 100. So if in any questions you will find out the mass percentage of solute, then you can get the mass percentage of solvent by simply subtracting the mass percentage of solute from 100. So mass percentage of solvent there will be equal to 100 minus mass percentage of solute. Okay guys, so that was about mass percentage. Same volume percentage. Next term is volume percentage. So how to write this volume percentage? It is expressed as V by V. Volume percentage means V by V. So same volume percentage of what's the component you will have to find out. That will be volume of that component upon total volume of solution into 100. As we have expressed the mass percentage, in the same way we will calculate the volume percentage. That means volume percentage of solute, that will be equal to volume of solute upon total volume of solution. Total volume of solution into 100. If you will take volume of solute in milliliter, then volume of solution you will have to also take in milliliter. Keep this one in mind, that what will be the unit of volume of solute, that must be the unit of solution. Okay, that was about volume percentage expressed as V by V. Okay, that was volume percentage. Now let's see next term. Next one is mass by volume percentage. Mass by volume percentage, W by V. In mass by volume percentage, the mass of solute will be taken and the volume of whole of the solution will be taken. In mass by volume percentage, the mass of solute in gram will be considered and the volume of whole of the solution in milliliter will have to consider. So mass by volume percentage, that will be equal to mass by volume percentage, that will be equal to mass of solute in gram. Mass of solute in gram, that upon volume of solution in milliliter, that into 100. Okay, so that is here mass by volume percentage, means what is the mass of solute in gram with respect to total volume of solution in milliliter into 100. Its unit will be here gram and here milliliter. So its unit will be gram per milliliter. Previously in mass percentage as well as in volume percentage, there was no unit because gram was cancelled out. In the same way milliliter was cancelled out. So in mass percentage as well as in volume percentage, there be no unit, but in mass by volume percentage, its unit will be gram per milliliter. Okay guys, now let's see parts per million. This parts per million is too much important, parts per million, because this parts per million, it is used to express the concentration of pollutant. Usually parts per million is used to express the concentration of pollutant, because if the pollutant will be present in less amount, even though that will cause tremendous effect on the human health as well as on the health of other organisms. That's why parts per million, this one is frequently used, and this question from parts per million oftenly asked in 12th board examination. Not only this, the questions from parts per million oftenly asked in IIT main, in advance as well as in NEET examination. Parts per million. Here written already parts per million, that is number of parts of that component, that upon total number of parts of all component of the solution into 10 raised power 6. As for example, suppose there is water here. Water, suppose here is 900 gram of water here is. Here chlorine is how much? Chlorine, that is because chlorine has hazardous health effect. Chlorine, suppose here is 3.5 gram. So let's see if you will have to find out the chlorine, parts per million of chlorine. So ppm of chlorine, that will be equal to number of moles of chlorine, that upon number of moles of chlorine plus number of moles of water. Now let's see how to do that. So number of moles of chlorine, how you will find out number of moles of chlorine? That will be equal to, weight is here 3.5 gram. 3.5 gram, that upon chlorine here, atom, its weight will be how much? 1 chlorine 35.5 and 2 chlorine, so 35.5 into 2. So that will be equal to 3.5 upon 2 into 35.5. So how to do this one? 0 here, cancel out. Nearly about here 355 and 350, near about 1. So 1 upon 2. 0 you have put it here. Whatever with the calculation you do that, 35.5, 3.5. So 3.5 here upon 2 into 35.5. So one digit cancel out. So nearly about here 10. So 1 by 20, 0.05. That is number of moles of chlorine. Number of moles of water will be how much? So that will be here 900 gram water is there. That upon molecular weight of water here how much? H2O here, 2 hydrogen, so 18. So 900 upon 18, 50. That is 50. So ppm of chlorine, that will be equal to ppm of chlorine, that will be equal to here 0.05 upon 50 into 10 to the power 6. Now here decimal digit this one, so 10 to the power 3. So parts per million of chlorine, ppm of chlorine will be here 10 to the power 3. Okay, so that is how to calculate ppm. That was parts per million, that is number of parts of the component, that upon total number of parts of all components of the solution into 10 to the power 6. Actually, the parts per million means if the total number of particle will be 10,000. If in the solution total number of particles will be 10,000, then what will be the number of particles of a particular component, that will be their ppm, parts per million. Okay guys, now let's see mole fraction. What's the meaning of mole fraction? Fraction means 1. When you tell fraction of a second, means out of 1 second, in how much time period any activity have taken place. That was called fraction of a second. In the same way, mole fraction means if total number of moles of all the component in the solution will be 1. If total number of moles of all the component will be 1, then what will be the number of moles of a particular component? That will be called their mole fraction. Here ppm has no unit, because if here number mole, here also mole, then mole will cancel out. So parts per million, that means ppm, has no unit here, no unit. In the same way, mole fraction here, so mole fraction is equal to number of moles of all the components of that component, that upon total number of moles of all the components, mole fraction. Suppose here you have to find out mole fraction of solute. It will be represented as chi solute. Mole fraction of solute, that means chi, that solute. That will be equal to number of moles of solute, that upon number of moles of solute plus solvent. When you will have to find out the mole fraction of solute, then that will be equal to number of moles of solute upon what is the total number of moles of solution. So number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent. So number of moles of solution will be equal to the number of moles of solute plus the number of moles of solvent. So when you have to calculate the mole fraction of solute, then that will be equal to number of moles of solute, that upon number of moles of solute plus solvent. In the same way, if you will have to find out the mole fraction of solvent, that is mole fraction of solvent, when you will have to find out, so that will be equal to number of moles of solvent, that upon number of moles of solute plus solvent. For the binary solution means the solution which contain only two components, one the solute and other will be solvent. Then mole fraction of solute plus mole fraction of solvent, that will be equal to 1. That is for binary solution, mole fraction of solute plus mole fraction of solvent, that will be equal to 1. So that is mole fraction. And what will be the unit? Here mole, anywhere you consider number of moles of solute, so that will be mole, and here also mole will cancel out, or mole fraction of solvent, so here solvent mole and here also mole, so that will be cancel out. So mole fraction has no unit. Mole fraction has no unit. That was, let's see the next topic. of this chapter? Here, molarity. Molarity. Very important questions or very important expression for the solution. Molarity. Oftenly in the 12th board examination, it asks in 1 marks. Define molarity. So what we how to write to get the full marks? So firstly, molarity, it is expressed as capital M. That you will have to write. Molarity means capital M, and that is number of moles of solute upon volume of solution in liter. Keep in the mind, when you will have to find out the molarity, then number of moles of solute dissolved in 1 liter of solution. That means you will have to consider the volume of whole of the solution. And when you will have to find out the molality, next term molality. So in that case, you will have to find out, you will have to consider the weight of solvent only. So molarity, moles of solute upon volume of solution in liter. Okay, now we will come on this topic for the numerical question after discussing the molality. What is molality? About this one, let's see. In molality, only solvent, weight of only solvent you will have to consider, and molality expressed as a small m. The term molarity was expressed as capital M, while the term molality will be expressed in a small m. And in molality, here moles of solute here also and there also, but here mass of only solvent you will have to consider. You will have to consider the mass of only solvent in case of calculating the molality, while during the calculation of term molarity, you will have to consider the volume of whole of the solution. Now let's see, there is frequently asked numerical questions. Let's see, discuss from that. So here previous was one question, we goes on that, this question, and this question frequently asked. This question, example 1.1, this question has been asked a number of times in 12th board examination. Hope you can calculate this question very easily. Even though I am discussing how to solve this question, my way of solving the question will be different from that of NCERT. Okay, there will be meager difference in the method of calculating this one mole fraction of ethylene glycol. Let's see how to solve this question. Question is, calculate the mole fraction of ethylene glycol in a solution containing 20% of ethylene glycol. Let's see, consider about this question. You will have to find out the mole fraction of ethylene glycol in 20% of ethylene glycol. Okay, let's see, solve this question. Now watch out, 20% ethylene glycol means if mass of whole the solution will be 100 gram. When the mass of whole the solution will be 100 gram, then the mass of ethylene glycol will be 20 gram. 20% ethylene glycol by mass means in 100 gram of solution, the mass of ethylene glycol will be 20 gram. So water will be 80 gram. So if total mass of solution be 100 gram, then mass of ethylene glycol C2H6O2 that will be 20 gram, and mass of water that will be 80 gram. You will have to find out mole fraction of ethylene glycol. So mass of ethylene glycol 20 gram and that of mass of water 18 gram. So number of moles of ethylene glycol that will be equal to 20 gram and that upon molecular weight of ethylene glycol. Calculate the molecular weight of ethylene glycol C2H6O2 that will be 12 into 2 plus 6 into 1 plus 16 into 2. 24 plus 6 plus how much? So that will be, after adding them, that will be 62. So molecular weight of ethylene glycol that is 62 gram per mole. Molecular weight of ethylene glycol will be 62 gram per mole. So that will be equal to 20 gram that upon 62 gram per mole. So gram will cancel out. Mole inverse that will go in the numerator. So that will become mole. Mole inverse that will go in the numerator, that will be mole. So 20 upon 62 that will be 0.322 and that will be in mole. In the same way, you can calculate the number of moles of water. The number of moles of water, so weight of water is 80 gram and molecular weight of water is 18 gram per mole. So gram will cancel out, mole inverse will go in the numerator and that will become mole. So 80 divided by 18 that will be 4.44. So that much mole. That is, so number of moles of water will be 4.44 mole. Number of moles of ethylene glycol is 0.322 mole. So mole fraction of ethylene glycol C2H6O2 that will be equal to, here this one, number of moles of ethylene glycol, that means 0.322 that upon 0.322 that much mole plus 4.44 mole. So that will be how much? This one mole, addition of this one will be also in mole. So after calculating this one, you will find out mole fraction of ethylene glycol. This one, mole fraction of ethylene glycol, that will be equal to 0.932. Okay, and it will have 0.068. So mole fraction of ethylene glycol will be 0.068 and it will have no unit because addition of this mole and this mole, that will be mole. In the numerator there is mole and in denominator there will be mole. So mole will cancel out. So mole fraction of ethylene glycol will be 0.068. Okay guys, hope this one be clear for you, this question. Now let's see another one, this numerical question. Calculate the molarity of solution. Calculate the molarity of solution containing 5 gram of NaOH in 450 milliliter of solution. In this question, the weight of NaOH has been given and that is 5 gram and volume of whole of the solution has been given, that is 450 milliliter. And you will have to find out the molarity. You will have to find out molarity. So as you know, molarity expressed in capital M, that is equal to number of moles of solute, and here solute is NaOH. NaOH is solute. NaOH has been dissolved in water, that's why NaOH is solute. Some may ask that water is not given here, so how you have assumed as solvent is water. Actually, water is universal solvent. So in the question, if what is the solution has been given, what is the solution in the solution, what is the solvent has not given, then you will have to assume water as a solvent. So here number of moles of solute, and which is here NaOH, and here volume of solution. Volume of solution. So number of moles of solute, how you will find out? Number of moles of solute. So it is NaOH. Find out the molecular weight of NaOH. So sodium 23, oxygen 16, and hydrogen 1. Its addition will be 40. So molecular weight of NaOH is 40 gram per mole. How much NaOH is given? 5 gram. So weight number of moles of NaOH, that will be equal to, here 5 gram has been given and weight of 1 mole is 40 gram. So that will be, number of moles will be 5 gram, that upon 40 gram per mole. Calculate this one, 1 upon 8. So that will be 1 upon 8, and 1 upon 8 will be 0.125. So 0.125, that much mole, because mole inverse will go above, so that become mole, and gram will cancel out. So number of moles of NaOH will be 0.125. Okay, and volume of whole of the solution is 450 milliliter. So volume here is given in milliliter. So you will have to convert the volume of solution in liter. So volume of solution here is 450 milliliter. So that will be equal to 450 milliliter upon 1000, that in liter. So that will be 0.45 liter. So molarity will be equal to number of moles of solute, that means of NaOH, and volume of solution. So that will be equal to, here number of moles is 0.125 mole. So 0.125 mole, that 0.125 mole, that upon volume of solution 0.45 liter. So 0.125 divided by 0.45, that will be equal to 0.278, and here it is mole and it is liter. So mole per liter. So molarity of 5 of this solution containing 5 gram of NaOH in 450 milliliter solution will be 0.278 mole per liter. Now let's see this question, and this question is very easy. You can solve this question by, if you have understood the previous one. But even though, let's discuss about this question. Read the question carefully. Firstly, question is, you will have to calculate molality of the solution. You will have to calculate molality of the solution when 2.5 gram of ethanoic acid will dissolve in 75 gram of benzene. 2.5 gram of ethanoic acid dissolve in 75 gram of benzene. Solution here, molality. Molality. That is expressed as small m, and this one is equal to number of moles of solute. And what is solute here? It is ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid has been dissolved in water. That's why ethanoic acid is the solute and benzene is solvent. In other words, amount of ethanoic acid is 2.5 gram and that of benzene is 75 gram. So ethanoic acid is solute and benzene is the solvent. So molality of the solution will be equal to number of moles of solute upon mass of solvent in kg. Solute here is ethanoic acid, that means CH3COH, and here solvent is benzene C6H6. Now number of moles of solute, how to calculate? So number of moles of solute means solute here is ethanoic acid, means CH3COOH. That will be equal to weight of ethanoic acid C2 CH3 so number of moles of ethanoic acid, that will be equal to weight of ethanoic acid, that is 2.5 gram, that upon molecular weight of ethanoic acid. How to calculate? This carbon 12 plus 3 for this hydrogen plus 12 plus here 16 and this 16. So 16 plus 16 plus 1 of this hydrogen. This one. So that will be equal to, after adding, that will become 60. So molecular weight of ethanoic acid, that is equal to 60 gram per mole. So number of moles of ethanoic acid will be 2.5 gram, that upon 60 gram per mole, that will be equal to 2.5 divided by 60. So that will be 0.0417. That much mole, because gram cancel out, mole inverse will go in the numerator, that will become mole. So number of moles of ethanoic acid this much. So and mass of solvent here in kg you have to calculate. So that will be equal to 0.0417, that much mole, that upon 75 gram, and to 75 gram to calculate mass of water, means here mass of solvent, here is benzene, that is 75 gram. To convert it to kg, you will have to divide by 1000. So 75. So divide this one, this 75 by 1000. So 75 upon 1000. That means 0.075 gram kg. So it will be 0.075. That much kg. What will be the answer here? So after calculating this one, you will get 0.556, and that will be here mole and here kg, mole per kg. So how to solve this question? Because mass of here 5 gram of 2.5 gram of ethanoic acid was given, and that was dissolved in 75 gram of benzene. So I have calculated the number of moles of ethanoic acid, because molality is number of moles of solute present in 1 kg of solvent. So I have calculated number of moles of ethanoic acid, which came 0.0417 mole, and mass of solvent I have expressed in kg, that was in 75 gram. So converted into kg, I have divided by 1000, that came 0.075. This one, and have calculated and got the molality of the solution. Okay, guys, and these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 questions, which is quite easy. Solve this question at your home. We will also discuss about this question, how to solve in the next examination. And it's all for the today class. Thank you to Team Educate.